Hey guys, welcome back to a new bullet journal video. Today is my October plan with me. First off, I want to thank you all so much for the great response on my last bullet journal video, and also for those who shared a picture on Instagram of their bullet journal inspired by my video. It really makes me happy to see that. So if you ever get inspired by one of my bullet journal videos and you recreate any of my themes, then make sure to tag me in an Instagram photo so I can check it out and feature it in my video or my Instagram story. Before we dive into the October plan with me, I want to take a quick look to last month's bullet journal, which was of course September. I'm very happy with how this theme turned out. I just love it with all the stars. But I'm going to be honest, I actually didn't use my bullet journal a lot last month for planning and stuff. As you can see, the personal box in the schedule was quite empty. I didn't use that actually. Then onto the next pages, I will start with the trackers because I did use those quite well. I really liked it to just track everything every day, just at the end of the day, write down the mood and also track the sleep hours. I think that just was really nice. As for my goals of this month, I had 3 goals. Well, I didn't go to bed on time, so that failed. I do think that I did better in doing my homework, so quite proud of that. So I think I can cross that off. And then the last goal was to spend less time on my phone, but yeah, still haven't achieved that goal. And then the videos. On the next page, we've got a line a day, and this was also really fun to use every day. Sometimes I did forget it or I skipped it, and then 2 days later I wrote down a line of that day. But it's just really nice to reflect to the day, just write down a little summary, something nice or positive, and then the expense tracker. I still really like that one as well. I think it's very handy to track all the expenses. And then of course, then we've got the weekly schedule. As you can see, I only filled in the first week of September, and after that I didn't use the weekly schedule at all. I don't know, it just takes quite a lot of time to make all these doodles and boxes. So next month I want to make that a bit more simple. So now we're going to the October plan with me. Sorry by the way, this video when I filmed it was kind of rushed, so all the camera angles are not really good and I didn't put a lot of time in all the doodles. And yeah, sorry for that. Hopefully I have more time next month to make a good bullet journal of that month. So first of course I wrote out the name of the month. And I wrote down hello October. Sorry for my head, which is taking up almost the whole space of the camera angle, but okay. I wrote down hello October, and then with my calligraphy pen I made the letters a bit thicker, which looks really nice. And because it's October, I wanted to go for a fall theme. And I also wanted to use a bit more color for this month, and of course fall, autumn is really nice with all these leaves changing their colors. I really wanted to put that into this theme. First off, I got some watercolors and I painted just some random splashes, I don't know what to call them. So afterwards I got my fine liner and I drew a lot of different kind of leaves, and on the splashes I also drew the leaves. The last thing which I did was write down hello autumn in a smaller size, and that's basically how the main page turned out. It's quite simple, and because I didn't have a lot of time I also didn't add anything more than that, but I think it does look nice for fall with all the different colored leaves. Because I was quite in a hurry when I filmed this video, I also didn't change a lot compared to my last bullet journal setup. So after the main page I again did the schedule of the month, but next time I'm probably going to do that a bit different since I also didn't use it last month. So I wrote down schedule at the top, and I added a kind of garland with leaves around the schedule. That's kind of filled, but okay. And then with my watercolor, I drew 2 lines besides the schedule title, and then I did for the 3 columns, like I always have, I again used the watercolor to make a kind of marker stripe. And then I also wrote down the dates, and the 3 categories: work, YouTube, and personal. And the last thing which I added were some doodles, some pumpkins, and leaves. Then I went on to the next 2 pages. I started at the right side where I put my sleep tracker. I think, again, it's really nice to have that sleep tracker, but this time I want to do it a bit different compared to my last sleep tracker. I saw this picture in Pinterest. I will insert it so you have a better idea of how the sleep tracker works. Because if I want to go earlier to bed, it's also good to track at what time I actually go to bed, because I could even get maybe 8 hours of sleep but still go late to bed, because then I sleep in the next day or something, if you get what I mean. So I added the title sleep tracker, of course. I doodled a moon, and then I made a line, and on this line I'm going to write down the hours. So I started with 10 and then up until 1 in the afternoon. And then from the top to bottom I wrote down the dates. And then I added some other fall themed doodles. I used the left page again for my goals and also for a video ideas list. And so for the goals this month, again, one of them is to spend less time on my phone, because I feel like I'm just wasting too many hours on my phone. And yeah, I'm gonna try it again. And then again, also go on time to bed, because I just really need to get more hours of sleep. And the last one is to be more productive first and then relax later. Because I always start too late with doing things, and then I feel tired and lazy at first, and then after that comes the stress, because then I need to do a lot. So basically also setting priorities is something I want to do more this month. And after that I just made another box with video ideas. At the bottom of the page I added my mood tracker. I made it very simple because of course I was in a hurry. So next time I want to do it a bit different, because this just looks very boring, I think. So what I did, I wrote down all the dates of the month, and underneath that I made the log with the different kind of moods. So happy, sad, lazy, grumpy, all these kind of things. And then at the end of the day I can just draw that kind of emoji which belongs to that mood. I can just draw that next to the date. Then there was some space left on the page. It looked very boring, so again I drew some fall themed doodles, and with my watercolor I added some color to those doodles. I'm going to be using the next page for my Eline a day page, and again I'm going to use that just like last month in the same way. I just really like it. So with my watercolor I made some dots for the dates, and I kind of messed up with this. I first wanted to make a kind of gradient ombre effect, but as you can see this totally messed up. So yeah, I tried. And then I also made some splashes for the leaves, and after that I wrote down all the dates of the month. I made the letters a bit thicker as well, so it will have a nicer look, and I added the details to the leaves. The page on the right is again for my expense tracker. So first I wrote down expense tracker, and then I got my watercolor. I made 4 different columns with the watercolor. So just like last month, I had in the first one I'm going to write down the date, then a description of the expenses, and then the third one is the category, and the last one the amount of money. And I was actually too lazy to get a ruler and make a whole box, so I kept it quite simple with only the main titles. As for the bottom, I also made 2 lines, and these will be on the left side for my total spent and on the right side for the total income. And then I also painted a dot at the bottom of the page, and this will be the balance of the money spent and the income. The next pages will be for my weekly schedule, so I'm going to be using 2 pages every time for the week. So I wrote down the title of the week, so week 40 is the first week of the month, and then I wrote down all the days of the week, and I actually kept it very simple. I made a dot behind every day, and in that dot I'm going to write down the date of that day. So I also wanted to do that in a kind of gradient ombre style, so red at the top and then yellow at the bottom. And then I just drew a line next to every day because I thought that would just add more detail. The last thing which I did was paint some leaves with the watercolor, and then with my fine liner I went over that to add all the details to those leaves. And that's basically how the bullet journal of this month turned out. It's very simple because of course I didn't have a lot of time, but I do really like this fall theme. And also make sure to stay tuned for another bullet journal themed video this month, because I'm gonna be doing a kind of doodle with me video, so then you'll see a lot of fall themed doodles as well in that video, so stay tuned for that. I hope you all enjoyed to watch this. Make sure to give a big thumbs up, and I see you guys next time in a new video. Bye!